Hello everybody, welcome to Talk About Houses. I'm Todd.
I'm Oana.
Okay, so this video is for first-time home buyers.
Yes.
These are 10 tips you cannot afford to overlook.
Right. So if you're not a first-time home buyer, stick around anyway because you know one that is. Whether it's your child, your grandchild, or somebody that you work with, you have to be very smart and give them some good advice.
Okay, first thing is you need to determine how much you can afford by meeting with a lender. Why is that important?
So meet with a lender because a lender is going to tell you basically how much money you're shopping with, right? So if you fall in love with a house that's $750,000 and you can only afford $500,000, then maybe those are not the houses you should be looking at. There's no point in falling in love with a supermodel when you can afford something a little more modest.
Right. Okay, the next one is credit cleanup. Why do we want to make sure our credit, and this includes not making large purchases like a car.
Right. So the first thing that you want to do is when you meet with that lender, they're maybe going to pull your credit report or tell you to pull your own credit report so you can take a look at what's going on in there. Do you have a bill from way back when that maybe you forgot to pay? And this happens to a lot of people, particularly things like blood work or something like that. That maybe you just neglected that bill. It just got shoved in the bottom of the sofa or something. You just forgot to pay it. They sent you to collections. That happens to people. The other thing is to take a look and say, hey, maybe I have 5 different credit cards that I'm making payments on. Maybe I should consolidate onto one and not have payments on the other ones and pay those off so that I only have one payment. That actually reduces my overall monthly payment. Yep. Because of the way the minimums work. So maybe that's some credit cleanup to do. So depending on what your situation is, take a look at that credit report, use your lender as a resource, and find out what you need to do to get your score up. Because remember, your interest rate is a good portion of it is based on your credit score.
Compile all your paperwork.
Yeah, oh my gosh, paperwork. Don't we all hate that? So paperwork, things like your W-2s for the last couple of years, your a couple years worth of tax returns, bank statements, pay stubs. A lot of us are paid with autopay. And so many people say, oh, well, I don't get a paycheck stub. You're right, you don't. But your employer will, if you request it, will give you access to some portal where you can download your paycheck stubs because you will need them. And those are important for your lender to take a look at because they're going to make a determination on how much they're going to loan you based on how much you bring home.
Interviewing real estate agents.
Ooh, very important. We actually got interviewed.
We got it. We got selected.
Yes, and we got selected. But so it's very important. It was really interesting. We have not been interviewed in a while. Most people just, flat out hire us. But these people were kind enough to interview us. And it was fabulous because they had a list of questions. They went through all their questions. They didn't give us any hints as to what the right answer was. And then after they were satisfied with our answers, they let us know more a little bit about their situation. And then had us give them feedback on their situation, which again was part of the interview process because it let them know how we think and how we prioritize our clients' needs. Very important. Okay,
the next one is research the areas that you want to live, schools, amenities, things like that.
Right, super important. I mean, look, if you like to take long walks, then maybe it's important to you that you live in a community that has walking trails. So research those communities. Use your real estate agent as a resource and say, hey, these are the things that are important to me. Help me find some communities that meet those needs. But don't be afraid to do research on your own. Ask your friends, ask your coworkers, ask anybody, somebody at the bank, whatever, for some advice. And people are more than happy to tell you all the great areas in town.
The next one is to make a list of your needs versus your wants.
Oh, yes. So, that whole thing about, beer budget, champagne tastes, totally. So I know that you would like a 16-car garage. Maybe a 3-car garage would be sufficient. It just depends on your situation. So figure out what the difference is between the things that you absolutely need. So, you've got maybe adult children that are living with you. So maybe you need a casita or you need a mother-in-law quarter. Maybe you don't have those people, so maybe that's something you can forego. Whatever your situation is, decide on what things would be nice versus what things you absolutely have to have.
The next one is when you go see homes, don't keep it a secret what you like and don't like. Tell your agent. Why is that important?
Oh yeah, so that's super important because it helps your agent understand your preferences because they may be taking out other buyers, which they probably are. And they may be showing them homes as well, and they might come across a home that they think is perfect for you. And they wouldn't have known that had they not gotten to know your preferences by you giving them feedback. The other thing is, most real estate offices will have meetings and they will share listings that they've got coming up. So you may be able to take advantage of that and be the first one in the door to see a listing that is coming up, maybe not even on the market yet, because your real estate agent knows what you prefer and they heard about it in an office meeting, and there you go.
Why is it important for first-time home buyers to not try to lowball sellers, especially in competitive market, and why should they make a competitive offer, win-win sort of offer for them and the seller too?
Right. So I'm a huge fan of a win-win situation regardless of the market, because let's say that you have a very contentious negotiation with that seller, and you do get your offer accepted, yay, and then maybe you want some repairs, or maybe you need an extension to close of escrow, or whatever. That seller is going to remember that contentious negotiation to get you under contract, and they might be a little less willing to help you out. And then, of course, the other reason is because you want to make sure that you're competitive so that you do get the house that you want and you're not disappointed until you kind of get yourself together and you make good offers.
Do the inspections that you need to do, whether they're mechanical, pool, termite, etc.
Yeah. Look, you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. The money that you're spending on inspections, it's pennies. Spend the money because you need to know what you're getting into. Even if it's new home construction, I encourage people to have a home inspection because, if you've ever bought something brand new at the store, not everything is perfect, right? Sometimes we return brand new things. You're not returning a home. So get that home inspector in there to verify the electrical works properly, everything was done to code, the plumbing works properly, all those things that need to be done that you and I are not experts in. And remember, you and I are emotionally attached to that house. The inspector is not. The inspector is hired to be that third party and to take a look at all those things and protect you and your investment.
Okay, the last one I'm going to do.
Oh, yes.
Okay, the last one is there's a whole laundry list of things you need to do as soon as you close escrow. And instead of going over them here, we already made a video. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to put the video link right here. You click on that, it'll save it off to the side. And then when you're done with this video, click on it, you can watch that video. There's a whole bunch of things you have to do after you close escrow that people completely have spaced or they're not thinking about. And you forget that you have to do oh my gosh, I have to do that. I didn't even think about that, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. There's a lot of things. Hopefully your agent will help you with these things, but sometimes they don't, or they maybe give you a list of things. But watch the video. I think we have 17 things in there that are super important that you should do.
So last but not least, I'm going to start the last word.
Okay.
Remember, before you close escrow, to schedule your utilities well in advance. Some utilities take up to 2 weeks to get turned on into your name, so you want to make sure when you close escrow, you have all those fun utilities that you need, like being able to flush a toilet and turn on lights, the power.
Because the seller will just turn them off.
Right.
And you'll walk in the house first day and there'll be nothing working, and you won't be able to, you'll be trying to move in with your stuff, you won't be able to.
So get those utilities going before you close escrow. If you liked the video, if you learned something, if it was of value to you, if we made you laugh, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share the video, and leave us a note. Tell us what's going on with you real estate-wise, because we'd love to hear from you, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.
Bye.